Sometimes God allow pain to bring out her prayer that we didn't know we had. Just wait and realize it wasn't just the pain. It was a holy push into purpose. That's sometimes how God allowed our pain to be. When we read the book of Samuel, the book of First Samuel, chapter 1, verses, I will start from verses 10. It says, she was deeply depressed and prayed to the Lord and wept bitterly. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your servant and remember me, and not forget your servant, but I will give you, I will give to your servant a son, and then I will give him to you, and I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall touch his head. This was Anne crying to God. He prayed. He cried to God. She was in pain. She wanted a child. So she was praying all the time. She was weeping bitterly. God, please hear my prayer. But she prayed even the prayer that she didn't even know it existed in his life. That's how sometimes pain, God allow pain to bring us to bring out the prayer that we never knew that we had. That you realize that it wasn't just a pain. It is a holy purpose. Was pushing us to a purpose. There's a purpose. That pain it's not just a pain. It is positioning you to a greater things, to the things that you never even expected that it is going to happen onto our life. All Annie was just praying for a baby, but did she know that what he was praying for is a greater? The child God gave him was a greater child with a great destiny. That's how God works sometimes in our life. So we need to always cry. Sometimes our pain is a breakthrough. God is not allowing that pain to punish you, to give us a punishment. No, that pain that you are going through is going to be your breakthrough towards your greater things that you never expected, things that more than that you have been praying for. That's how God works. Anna prayed. He never stopped because he cried all the time wanting for a baby. And he wanted a baby. He said, God, if the baby will be a boy, I will give him to you. He will serve you, and no razor will enter to his head. And that's what happens to Samson when Hannah was given Samson, that secret child that God gave him. So let us always trust God. God is a wonderful God. He will never allow us to face that pain without a purpose. So whatever pain is pushing you, that pain is pushing you towards your purpose. Keep praying. Keep crying to God. That thing you will realize that it wasn't just a pain. It was my breakthrough. That was what I've been praying for. It is things that pain was positioning you, was putting you how you are supposed to be when you will receive the greater things. What will happen when God is going to give you what you have been praying for, or more than you have been praying for? So when God answered you, you said, "Did God, this is not even what I expected, or this is not what I have been praying for." That's how God is. Let us not see our pain as a punishment. Take it that this is positioning us. This is preparing me for greater things that God is always putting into place for me. And that will help us a lot to stand strong, even in pain, without losing our focus, without losing our faith and hope in Him. Because sometimes when people are in pain, they pray, and when still pain continues, they stop praying, think that no, God is not going to answer my prayer, God is not going to hear me. But when you read that Bible continuous, you will see that God answered hand. His prayer was answered. Even our prayer, God will answer them. When you start there, we see it, and as she continued praying before the Lord, Eli observed her mouth, and was speaking in her heart. Only her lips moved, and her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli took her to the drunk woman, took her to be a drunkard woman. And Eli said to her, how long will you go on being drunk? Put away your wine from you. But Anna answered, no, my lord. I am a woman, troubled in spirit. I have drunk at neither wine nor a strong drink, but I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your servant as a worthless woman, for all along I have been speaking out of my great anxiety and vexation. That was Hannah. When Eli thought that she was drunkard because there was no sound which was moving out. That's we need to want to pray to God. God is positioning. Annie was being positioned with that pain, with that cry, with anxiety of really wanted a child. But she never stopped praying. She never stopped crying to God. That position she was, that brings out even the prayer she doesn't know that she had because of that praying. Even has the pain will bring out the prayer we never knew existed within us. That's how God is doing his own things. So no matter what, keep trusting God, keep putting your hope in Him, and the things will never be the same. God will change your story. God will answer our cry. He hears, He sees, He knows, everything about it. And when the time comes, He's going to do greater things in our life. We will never remain the same. Just know that God sees your cry. He remembers you. He has not abandoned us. He knows everything. He knows what you want, but He is positioning everything onto your life. And that pain, that circumstances, that challenge is your breakthrough towards your greater destiny, which God is preparing for you. So keep trusting God, keep putting your hope in Him, and everything is going to be perfect. Everything is going to be all right in your life. Doesn't matter what you are facing now. Trust God, put your hope in Him, and see how life is going to change in everything. So, and you will forget what you have been going through. And maybe when God blessed him with a baby, he forgot how he was crying, how people were mocking him. Even Harry thought he was drunkard, but neither was he drunkard, not drink hard things that were strong. But she was drunkard, hanging, looking for a baby. That's why she was praying. Even the sound was not there because of tiredness, because of that pain. So let us trust God, knowing that our prayer will be answered on His own timeline, no matter how long it takes. God bless you. God be with you all. Thank you so much.